The number of COVID-19 cases continues to rise globally and right here in Guyana. Therefore, we encourage everyone to practice social distancing. Wear a mask if you have to leave your homes and wash your hands thoroughly and frequently as we all strive to stop the spread of the virus. Welcome to InfoHub for Wednesday, June 10. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news on the national recount. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senior Counsel Basil Williams says the People's Progressive Party is on a mission to cause the Guyana Elections Commission to turn its back on its own national recount order, a move he describes as being out of order. Details from Alexis Rodney.
The gazetted recount order, which governs the conduct of the national recount of all the votes cast at the March 2, 2020 general and regional elections, has outlined 4 stages to the process. The physical recount and the tabulation have been completed, and the Chief Elections Officer is currently engaged in the second phase of compiling the report. Following the submission of the report, the Commission will have to deliberate on the content before deciding on a credible declaration. The Attorney General on Wednesday said despite this, and even before the completion of the first stage, leaders of the PPPC were seen publicly and prematurely claiming to have won the elections, clearly oblivious to the remaining stages of the process. They also appeared unconcerned that the CARICOM scrutinizing team also has to submit its report directly to the Commission at stage 3 of the process. According to the AG, the opposition leader was a signatory to the Caribbean Community Initiative. According to him, the opposition has contended too that GCOM cannot resolve the discrepancies and anomalies which marred the balloting despite the order stating that it could. The PPP was also pushing the narrative that the process is only to deal with the recount of ballots and not the credibility of the polls, despite the order stating that both the Chief Elections Officer and the Commission have to access the discrepancies revealed in the observation report forms. Further, the AG said that the PPP has been claiming that GCOM could not consider the death certificates laid over as proof that persons voted for deceased persons, as it was an offense for a member of the public to possess a death certificate of a deceased person. The government has again reminded that there is no declared winner of the March 2 elections, as the process is not yet completed. For InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Meantime, APNU plus AFC counting agent Aubrey Norton says only valid votes must be counted. This comes as he commented on the credibility of the March 2 general and regional elections. Here now is Isaiah Braffett.
Norton was at the time commenting on the credibility of the March 2 general and regional elections on the radio show Straight Up with Mark Benshop. The recount process is in its second phase, that is a compilation of a report by the Chief Elections Officer. However, Norton is maintaining that only valid votes must be counted based on the blatant acts of electoral fraud which took place. He highlighted that hundreds of ballots were without the relevant documentation, along with several other fraudulent acts which were uncovered during the recount process. Norton upheld that according to the law, the Chief Elections Officer will make a tabulation of the valid votes.
If you're saying by law that that the CEO must make a declaration of the valid votes, one obviously has to arrive at the conclusion that the votes that are in the 4 to 5 ballot boxes with no documentation cannot be valid because they are in total violation of the law.
The recount, Norton reminded, was a qualitative one, meaning the process was held to determine the credibility of the elections. The coalition counting agent is of the view that there can be no credible results when the majority of the votes are not credible, cannot be verified nor validated. He also reminded that it was Anil Nandalal who initially said one fraudulent act will nullify the entire process and is now quiet on the matter.
In my opinion, GCOM is within the confines of the law, especially when one looks at the clause which said it must be valid votes and the gazetted order which says clearly that there must be a reconciliation and that the whole process is aimed at determining whether the elections are credible or not. And to that extent, I believe GCOM will be compelled by law to deal with these votes that are not valid.
His Excellency President David Granger has called for the nation to await the completion of the 4 stages of the recount process. Those are the actual count of the votes cast, the compilation of the report by the CEO, a review of said report, and the declaration by the chairperson of GCOM after having studied the report. Isaiah Prophet for InfoHub.
A release from the Ministry of the Presidency states that Finance Minister Winston Jordan and Minister of Agriculture Noel Holder met in the presence of President David Granger with the aim of resolving issues facing the Guyana Sugar Corporation. This is following a letter to the President from Gaisuco's Chairman John Dow on the corporation's financial woes. According to the Ministry of the Presidency, the Minister of Finance has embarked on some arrangements to resolve the ongoing crisis facing the sector. And good news from the Pan American Health Organization. World Health Organization today contributed $8 million worth of essential items to the Georgetown Mayor and City Council to assist in its COVID-19 fight.
At the handing over ceremony, PAHO WHO representative Dr. William Adukro said his office is pleased to lend support, particularly under such circumstances. Among the items handed over were chemical respirators, rubberized boots, safety goggles, gloves and hand-washing sinks, several social distancing floor markers, several quarantine posters with COVID-19 messages, and 2 billboards were also among the donations to support the public awareness efforts.
I think about 2 months ago I received an email from Honorable Minister of Public Health saying, Dr. Dukra, is it possible for PAHO to assist the City Council? I said, sure, because we're here to support health, and therefore anything that will augur well for health, we are prepared to do that. And not long after that, His Worship the Mayor also contacted me, and a small group of persons came together from both sides, to begin the deliberations. I just want to say that this is only the beginning. We want to build a lasting relationship. We've always had a relationship with the City Council, but we want to strengthen it and make it also more pertinent.
Dr. Adukro stressed that it is essential for the City Council to be equipped with the necessary gears to tackle the virus, since majority of Guyanese traverse its thoroughfares on a daily basis.
Even those who do not live here, they come here, and therefore we have to make sure that everything that we do in terms of health meets the health requirements.
Expressing thanks on behalf of the Mayor and City Council, Mayor Narain stated that the donation will assist in expanding the Council's sensitization campaign, which has already benefited several areas within Georgetown.
So we are really grateful for these donations, which will help us in the fight of COVID-19 and continue our sanitization in various markets and public spaces. And also I know a few items here will bring great relief to our health centers so that they can able to function 100%.
Reporting for InfoHub, I am Kellon Rover.
More news after this short break. Stay with us.
Meet Terence and Shabana. Both believe they've been exposed to COVID-19 and were advised by the Ministry of Public Health to quarantine themselves at home. It's a normal working day, and Terence grows tired of home quarantine guidelines. So he heads off to work using public transportation. Now all the passengers and his co-workers are in danger of contracting COVID-19 from Terence. After work, Terence heads straight to the gym for daily exercise. He shares the same exercise equipment with many others that day. Later on that evening too, Terence heads off to play several rounds of dominoes with some friends. By breaking the quarantine rules, Terence has endangered the lives of the passengers, his co-workers, members of his gym, and his friends with whom he played dominoes. By contrast, Shabana practices social distancing. She works from home every day, and in the evenings, she video chats with her family and friends to stay connected. Shabana is also obeying all the guidelines that the Ministry of Public Health says we follow when quarantined at home. Shabana has infected no one. Let's all do our part and practice physical and social distancing by avoiding unnecessary travels and staying home from large groups of people, including our families and friends. A message from the Ministry of Public Health in collaboration with PAHO WHO. For more information, visit our website at www.health.gov.gy or visit our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter page.
Thanks for staying with us. The bypass road along the Manari Creek adjacent to the Linden-Latham Road has been partially washed away due to torrential rainfall. InfoHub spoke with the regional engineer who said repairs will be undertaken as soon as the weather becomes favorable. More in this report.
The now impassable bypass road that extends over the Manari Creek was being used as construction of the $160 million Manari Concrete Bridge proceeds. The bypass road faced the brunt of Monday evening's torrential rainfall, which resulted in a massive cavity along the roadway. Regional engineer attached to the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Raphael Lewis, explains.
With the bypass being impassable at this moment, vehicles are currently using the road through Napi, which would take you to the road in Latham by the rodeo ground.
Noting the rain to be a hindrance, the regional engineer said works to repair the bypass will commence as soon as the weather becomes favorable. Regional Executive Officer Carl Parker told InfoHub the Manari Bridge is expected to accommodate light vehicular traffic in 2 weeks as a contractor moves ahead with laying the bridge's deck on Friday, June 12. Motorists and pedestrians are urged to observe all safety signs when traversing the area. Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
Today we hear how another local entrepreneur, this time an agro-processor, is adjusting during the pandemic by finding new ways of doing business. Here's Ayana George.
Hi, my name is Marcia Gonzalez. I'm the proprietor of Marcia's Product. I'm an agro-processor in Region 4. I have been in business for the past 6 years. I supply most of the supermarkets. I supply GMC, the Guyana shop, all the Bounty stores, DSLs, and cost cutters. And also I have 2 small supermarkets in Soesdijk that I supply as well.
Gonzalez explained that because of the pandemic, she had to focus mainly on produce that are in demand. She also explained that changes had to be made to her regular routine.
Because of the curfew, I have to call and make appointments to buy labels and raw materials. And sometimes I normally do these things in the afternoon, but now I have to go in the mornings because afternoon they would lock, all the places would be closed. So that's one of my main problems as well, but I'm working around it.
The businesswoman expressed confidence that the pandemic will not take away what she loves to do to earn an income.
I always look for new ways in enhancing my products. I try to do it better always, and I'm working on doing better labeling and packaging after this pandemic. I would like to make it better and tastier and much attractive for the customers.
For InfoHub, Ayana George.
Remember to do your part to ensure that you do not put yourself at risk during this time. If you have a cough, fever, or difficulty breathing, please seek medical care early but call the hotline first. Also remember that curfew remains in effect until June 17th. That's all for today. Connect with us on our social media platforms including WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram as we bring you the latest and important news related to COVID-19 and much more. You can also subscribe to our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your Bridge Report is up next. Goodbye for now.